Hello students and welcome to one more session of personality development and communication skill classes. So in our last few classes we have studied about the concept of self, what are the different attributes of self, that is perception, learning, attitude, its processes and so on. So in today's class we'll move on to the next topic, that is communication and its importance. So you have studied about communication, what is it, how is it important, or why it is important. So it will be you can say a recap of all those things plus some additional things which will be helpful for you in your career management development in future. So we all know what is communication. So in simple words, communication is the science and art of practicing and transmitting information. So communication is basically so that we can exchange our ideas, feelings, beliefs, sentiments, information and so on. So it's exchange of words, exchange of thoughts, exchange of feelings. So that is the basic you can say sense what communication makes. We have also studied about the process of communication. What is the components of communication? For communication to happen, you need a sender, a receiver, you need a channel, there should be a message, the message should be encoded and then decoded, and there will be a feedback for the message, and also this may be accompanied by some kind of a noise. So to fully complete the process of communication, we need to have all these components, and there is a step-by-step process where the sender is sending the message, means his feelings, his thoughts is being encoded and into a message through a channel. The channel may be it may be face to face or telephonic conversation or by radio, television, email, letter, whatnot. Okay, so you are whatever you have in your mind, you are encoding it and making it into a message and sending it through a channel which is being decoded and being understood by the receiver. Then the receiver, he analyzes, understands it and gives his feedback. Sometimes there is a noise, maybe disturbance which is external or well as internal. Okay, so this is the process of communication. So any one component is not functioning well, the message will not be delivered as it was supposed to be, and it may be understood in a totally different way. Then we have different types of communication patterns. So it can be linear, it can be interactive, it can be horizontal, or it can be vertical. Now what is linear? Linear communication means where the sender of the message is sending the message or he is talking, and there is no feedback or no, you can say, reply from the others. It is a one-way communication where a boss is giving the orders and the subordinate is listening without interrupting in any way. So linear communication is one way where one person is giving the message and other is receiving and grasping it without any feedback or without any reply. On the other hand, interactive communication is two-way communication where both the sender and the receiver is interacting, trying to understand what the message is. There is a small discussion over it, and so it is very much interactive. Then third pattern of communication is horizontal communication. So horizontal communication happens when two people of the same cadre, of the same position are you can say exchanging information. So horizontal communication is that where say two people from the same position, same cadre is going to interact and share information. Say for example a manager from productions department is sending message or information to the marketing manager. So this is called as horizontal communication. Then there is a concept called as vertical communication, where a subordinator is sending a message to his superiors, or a superior is sending message to his subordinates. So it is a exchange of information between people from different cadre or different position, maybe a superior to subordinate or subordinate to superior. So this is all about communication patterns. Then types of communication. So communication may be intrapersonal, interpersonal, group, mass, or extrapersonal. So when you're talking to yourself, okay, maybe loudly or within yourself. So talking to self is intrapersonal. So when you are communicating with yourself, trying to say find solution to some problems, just analyzing the situation by your own self, this is called as intrapersonal communication. Interpersonal communication means when you are talking with other person. So when there are two people or two or more people talking to each other, communicating to each other, we call it as interpersonal communication. Then group communication, when you are in a group and that group is discussing something, so there is an interaction between more than two people with each other. Mass communication is where you are sending a message to a huge community or maybe a nation or location. So mass communication in the sense you are advertising or maybe in a newspaper, this is mass communication where the information or knowledge is shared to hundreds or thousands of people. So mass communication is basically linear, where just information is shared to a large number of people, whereas interpersonal and group communication are two-way and very interactive. Last one is extrapersonal communication, means when you are talking to something which is non-human or which is maybe to animals. So where the communication say, or you are making codes and programs so that a machine operates. So you are communicating to machines, or you say robots or animals. So when you are talking to things other than human beings, we call it as extrapersonal. So even if you are making a computer program or an app or a code, that is also communication, but it is to the machine, so it is called as the extrapersonal communication. Then we have also studied about, I think this is about barriers to communication. I said when you are communicating, there are certain noise or there is certain disturbance which dilutes the information or which misguides, or say the meaning of the information is being translated to something else. So there may be physical or environmental barriers, maybe because maybe there is a network issue if you are talking on a phone or on internet, or maybe the climate is not good, so there is noise, or the place where you are working, there may be lot of noise because of, say, the traffic or something else. So these are physical and environmental barriers where the nature, the outside environment is creating chaos, creating disturbance, and that's the reason why the communication is not happening properly. Then another barrier may be wrong choice of medium. A wrong choice of medium means maybe the communication tool, the technology which you are using, it is having some technical problem, and that's the reason why the communication is not happening properly. Then semantic barriers. Semantic barriers in the sense the meanings of the words are assumed to be different. You are saying a particular word and the meaning of that word understood by the receiver of the message is totally different. So it may be because of the language, the words used, and the other person is not able to understand the meaning of the words. Such the barrier is called as the semantic barriers. Then one more thing is cultural barriers. Now culturally also aspects or things are taken to be totally differently. Say for example, you may have a behavioral pattern which is different in different localities. Okay, so the behavior pattern, the language, the culture may be different, and that may be the same. Maybe you don't understand the language which that sender is communicating in it, and that's the reason why the communication is not happening perfectly. Then psychological or attitudinal barriers means you have a particular perception or say particular psychology. Say if think you are a negative person, a sadist, so whatever anybody says, you will only think about the bad part of the whatever said or heard. So you will not see the positive part of it. So this is the problem with your attitude and your psychology. Okay, so I will see only what I am good at. I am negative, I will think about negative things. I am positive, I will think about only the positive things. So this is attitudinal and psychological problem. Then wrong perception. Okay, say for example the person, say a friend or say some person whom you know meets you after a long time and he just says that you are looking say different. So the meaning of that doesn't mean that you are looking bad, or it is not a taunt, but you may presume that he is taunting me, or he is talking about negative things. So you are looking different doesn't mean you are looking bad. You are looking different means you may feel the meaning may be you are looking say much better than last time, or you have become very beautiful or smart, whatever it is. So the perception also may be a problem which may cause chaos and misinformation. Then lack of knowledge. So many of people, just they talk without knowledge, just to show that I am interacting. So half knowledge also is dangerous, and which may give a wrong message to the receiver. Then some people don't talk or talk fake just to impress others. So there is a fear that they are being evaluated. So because of that, some people may talk more or some people may not talk at all, because they may feel that if I go wrong, people will laugh at me, they will pass comments. So that fear of being evaluated, they just shut their mouth and they don't respond. So these are one category of people. On the other hand, we have one more set where they keep on talking all fake things, just they say yes to whatever the other person says so that you are going to impress him. So this is also a problem or a barrier to communication. Then types of communication. We have 3 types of communication: written communication, oral communication, and body language. So you may say, why I am talking about body language? Communication doesn't mean only words written or spoken. It is many more things than that. It is about how you look at the people, look at the things, how you wave your hands, fingers, what is your body posture, whether the body posture is straight or lean, whether there is a movement of legs or hands. So all these have something to say. Even we say that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. So this silence of body language is a very important tool to communicate our feelings, our emotions, our attitude, perception, everything. So in detail about these three topics, that is written communication, oral communication and body language, we are going to discuss in our next classes. So in the next class I will be taking about written communication, what are the different forms, how to write a report, how to write a letter, how to write a resume, how to make an advertisement and so on. So in detail we are going to study about different things which we need for our say employment, for our career, for our business. So that's all for today. Any queries, please comment. I will see to it that they are cleared in the next session. So that's all for today. Have a good day. Bye.